Hello world, this is ComputerHeat, and we've got another shoutcast for you. This is another 1v1, and it's another Soviet versus Wehrmacht game. And the players that we've got today for this one are Cyanara, who'll be playing as the Soviets, and on the other side, in the Axis, playing the Axis from the south, we've got WMD Spanky. And I'm just going to get this one started because this is a solo cast, and no need to get counting in or any of that good stuff. Cyanara is not a player who I know a whole lot about, but he is highly ranked. He's had some good replays recently against some good players like Vindicare X. And let's see what commanders he's got at his disposal before we go over to Spanky. He's got shock rifle frontline tactics, advanced warfare, and guard motor coordination tactics, which makes me happy because we're not going to be seeing any ISU 152s. I think those could be kind of boring. So obviously he's picked his commander already. He's gone for guard motor coordination tactics, which will give him the sweet T-3485s and guards and all sorts of other good things. And he's gotten his tier 2 up already. I guess you could all see that. Now what's Spanky doing? Unsurprisingly, he's gotten his tier 1 out, and he's actually going for a second squad of pioneers while he's building his MG42 right now. Very interesting. Spanky is Estonian, if I remember correctly, and he was very active in the first Company of Heroes game. It's part of the Where's My Demo clan, and there are, as far as I know, not a whole lot of those guys still around playing Company of Heroes 1 or 2, but he's a good player. He's also a good map maker, and I had him featured on a game a while ago playing against Strixie, if I remember correctly. That was a game that I cast with Itkai Funk, and I'll go back to the archives if you want to find that. And I'm curious to see what Cyanara is doing as Spanky finishes up his first Grenadier squad. So just lots of conscripts out already. I guess, although he built his tier 2 right away, I mean, this is a rather large map, so perhaps Cyanara is thinking that he knows that no matter what, he wants to go tier 2, and he wants to get that building up so he doesn't have to rebuild or retreat a combat engineer squad. He can just keep them out capping some of the peripheral points while his conscripts go out to capture the important territories and do the fighting. Now this is some interesting trading of sandbag placement. We saw that he put down sandbags on his fuel point right over here, and now he's putting them down on this well, it's a bit of a cutoff, but this resource point. There's still nothing coming out of his tier 2 building, and he's just gotten enough to be able to get something, and he is in fact getting a maxim right now. We'll click over to Spanky and see what he's doing. Spanky's gotten himself a Grenadier, he's got the second Pioneer, a machine gun, and a mortar. So diverse armies from him, and it looks like we'll probably have a diverse army from Cyanara, not just pure conscripts or pure maxims. I really hate seeing pure maxims, but you know, pure conscript can always be fun to see, depending on how it gets used. Interesting move up here by Spanky. Perhaps, well, we'll see what he's doing later, as we have our first fight over here between these pioneers and the conscripts. Now I see that Cyanara looks like he's spreading out his units quite a lot. It makes me think that maybe he's upgraded Molotovs. No, I thought perhaps he was going to go in for a big flank and try to push Spanky off the field early. But looks like the conscripts are just getting forced off, and maybe he's going to go back into some, hide behind his sandbags. No way these sandbags are going to get finished before Spanky can move up if Spanky does choose to attack, but looks like that's not what's happening. So this is the kind of map control that a Soviet player should definitely be comfortable with early on in the game, and he is losing it slowly. Ooh, nice mortar hit. Yeah, alright. More interestingly, we can see that Spanky's getting himself a sniper. So that's for a rather large and diverse tier 1. I'm surprised to see only one Grenadier squad, actually. Barbed wire going in over here. Yeah, just one Grenadier, and one of everything from tier 1. And an extra Pioneer. So has he teched up to... he hasn't teched the Battle Phase 2. He can afford to start doing that now. I am very curious to see how Spanky's going to play this. We have a second Maxim squad out from Cyanara. The first one's opening up, making his presence known to Spanky, but Spanky manages to get out. Not quite. Doesn't quite manage to get out of the line of fire of this Maxim before getting suppressed. The Maxim's doing work. We'll see if Spanky's using the barrage ability on that, but it looks like he's just letting it auto-fire. And perhaps moving the Pioneers in just to get the extra line of sight. Now, I didn't look over at the commanders that Spanky had available to him, so we'll just quickly mouse over that right now. And you can see that as we go over here to see this fight between the conscripts. The second Maxim is moving up on the right, but it's going to run into the barbed wire that those Pioneers put down. And I'm not sure if he's going to try to use attack ground or attack move to destroy that barbed wire, but it looks like it's just going to turn around and run away. Spanky Sniper's moving up into the middle of the map. Hasn't taken a shot yet, but now his opponent is going to know that he has that. The Sniper, I think, is just a unit that's a ton of fun to use. And if you ever manage to decrew a weapon team, it can become really useful, because a lot of the times those will just get picked up immediately by conscripts, and unless they choose to use merge or have some kind of forward reinforcing from a half track, or if they retreat the whole thing back to base, then they're often just going to leave that unit for an AT gun or a Maxim with only 3 men on it, and that makes it very vulnerable to the German sniper that can shoot very, very quickly. We do have Molotovs from finished researching, and oh, looks like these Grenadiers hit a mine over on the left, so they had to retreat. And they might actually, if Cyanara is paying attention, looks like he doesn't notice the Grenadiers, and he's not going to be able to catch them. Spanky's finished teching to tier 1. He's built his, or finished teching to tier 2. Has built his tier 2, and is about to get out a scout car. Sniper doing what it should be doing, just kind of hanging out in the back, but needs to pull away a little bit now. Doesn't look like there's a machine gun or anything covering it, and we'll see how well Spanky can do with this scout car. Meanwhile, let's check to see if he has healing up in his base. Looks like he doesn't quite yet, and we don't have any of the nice healing ladies over at Cyanara's base either. Oh, this sniper's getting up into dangerous territory. He's going to need to close before this Maxim can see him. Meanwhile, we can check over on the tactical map. Or, in fact, we can see that Cyanara upgraded with the barbed wire cutters and the minesweeper and used that to clear the barbed wire over there, and now he's cutting Spanky off from all of his territories on the right. Spanky is just now moving over to retake the fuel in the middle with his sniper. Cyanara does have the AT grenade upgrade, so he can try to fight this this scout car if he chooses to, but he's gotten some guards and they're gonna do much, much better against that. Now against tier 2 and guards, that gives the sniper a lot of good targets to shoot at. The guards are not as expensive as shock troops to reinforce, but they do cost a little bit, and you can easily bleed out a lot of manpower from the Soviet player. The machine guns probing the line for Spanky. A little dangerous. His grenadiers are off over on the right, or I should say his grenadier. He still only has just the one. The scout car needs to be careful. Don't know if... yeah, Spanky has not upgraded with minesweepers yet, but he's going to want to do that. Or else he could risk losing his scout car to a mine right away. 9 kills already on this sniper. So we have Escalate the Battle Phase 2 completed, so Spanky can start getting his tier 3 up, but he doesn't really have enough fuel to start taking advantage of that. Oh, let me just see how much damage those guards are doing to this 222. And also that his units are suffering quite badly without any kind of healing. These Pioneers are fully manned, but down below half health. Now let's see what's going on over with Cyanara. sniper's taking pot shots at the guards, and he's got his 4 squads of conscripts and his sweeper combat engineers, and they're not really doing anything. And this kind of lack of building any sort of tier makes me think that maybe he's going to try to hold out and get hold out for T-3485s and try to spam them and overwhelm Spanky with those. It's a good fight for the conscripts as they try to take away from Spanky the munitions point he just collected. I believe that's the first Molotov we've seen thrown, but Spanky dodges that with no trouble. It's not a particularly wise use of the Molotov, I think. That's the only engagement going on, so of course Spanky's going to be over here looking at that. Now the scout car rolls up to do a whole bunch of damage at these conscripts. They throw the Tom Brady sticky bomb on it and gets a damaged engine, but looks like it's going to escape because the guards are nowhere nearby to finish him off. Cyanara is doing a good thing of laying mines all over the place. Spanky does have 2 squads of Pioneers. Let's see if he's upgraded either of them with Minesweepers yet. No, it looks like he hasn't. Right now he's building his support armor core, so he'll be able to get, you know, once he has enough fuel. And he does have a decent fuel income now that he's managed to recover this fuel sector. But, man, Cyanara is playing so passively. He's not trying to move up at all and take back the fuel once again from Spanky. I think that this kind of play could really bite him in the butt. He's missing his opportunity to get in an early knockout. He is harassing the flanks, however, and taking this munitions point. The Maxim decided to retreat after having that mortar shell land on its head, but yes, not a whole lot of action going on so far. Spanky's decided to go for, oh geez, what is this commander called? It's one that I use all the time, but I can't remember what it is. Well. First squad of minesweepers up for Spanky, and it's going right off in the direction of the mines. And we can see that Spanky is afraid of any kind of incoming early tanks from the Soviet player, although seemingly without justification. We still have nothing beyond Tier 2 built. Just lots of mines going down and the occasional harassment of wings with his units. An interesting little force from Spanky moving out. The sniper getting pushed around all over the place, making it unable to shoot. Oh, and we have a couple of fights going on over here. The sweepers have discovered some mines on the left side of the map, but I'm not sure that Spanky actually notices that he's done that. And the mortar, oh, that sounded like a 120mm mortar, and it is in fact. Oh, that does a ton of damage to those grenadiers, and they have to retreat without taking too much damage. We do have healing up in the base, and a squad of Panzer Grenadiers that are just sitting there idly. Looks like Spanky maybe forgot to set them a rally point up to the front of the map, and see that he's gotten himself a pack, and that is moving up onto the front. I'm not sure that Spanky has noticed that he swept these mines, but hopefully he saw that when he retreated. We can see they're just mines all over this side of the map. From Cyanara, there's 2 mines over here, there's a 3rd mine right there, there's 1 mine on this approach, there may be even more over on this side. No demo charges though. That's could be fun to see if that goes off later. Now here comes the first real attack by Cyanara since the early minutes of this game. Nasty mortar hit on this machine gun. Ooh, it's taking a ton of damage from the other weapons. Not a whole lot that that Spanky can use to repel this. He can keep a sniper in the back as he's doing. He's got 16 kills already, and his grenadiers will help, especially as these conscripts are occupied building these sandbags. They really need to stop, and now they're just retreating. That's, you know, fair enough. The sniper will be able to do some good work on these guards, provided it doesn't get hit by a stray PTRS shot. Always annoying when that occurs. Flick over to Spanky, let's see what he's doing. He's got himself a P4, so this is the danger that... This is the risk that I was talking about. Ooh, nasty Molotov. the risk that Cyanara was running by letting Spanky hold on to his own fuel, or hold on to his fuel for so long. You see that Spanky had to use almost all of his fuel to get that. And if Cyanara had just moved a little bit farther forward, he would have held onto this and really delayed this even longer. As it is, I saw Cyanara was building an AT gun. He has gotten it. It's moved up into the middle of the map. But, he's really going to need to depend on his Maxims, I guess, to hold this force back. The P4 is going to move up, put a couple of shots on them, possibly force them to retreat, and then Spanky's sniper will be able to go to work on the AT gun once it rears its head. As it is, it's not close enough to actually support these other support units, so they're getting forced back. The AT gun is not moving, and Spanky's vehicles are actually rather spread out at the moment anyway, so we'd only be able to hit one of them at a time. Panzer Grenadiers over on the right. Looks like perhaps Spanky lost his Spanky may have lost one of his pioneer squads. Nope, looks like it just got smacked into the mine and then retreated. But hey, better them than the Panzer Grenadiers, who now could make a very nice flanking attack if they came down this road. We'll see if he does that. I don't believe there's a mine over. Oh, there is a mine over here, so they better not do that. You can see just how much damage the sniper is able to inflict on the AT gun in a short time. This would be a really great time for Spanky to move up his units, and we see these combat engineers getting forced off. Perhaps they'll go do something useful, like build something, rather than just stand around behind some sandbags doing nothing. Spanky keeping his sniper out of the fight. He could keep it, move it up here in cloak, keep it on hold fire, wait until something he wants to shoot at appears. Second squad of guards from Cyanara. And the AT gun takes its first shot, doing a bit of damage to this P4. But with two squads of pioneers, that's going to be nothing that that Spanky can't handle. Oh no, we just saw these as these guards attacked, these grenadiers attempted to get behind the cover of this wall, but instead vaulted over it. P4 is moving over to slow their progress, especially now that the sweepers have cleared all the mines on this side. Let's see if any of these have their light machine gun upgrades. Doesn't look like it. So they're not going to be able to... Oh, yes, they do have it upgraded. So they will be able to button. Spanky's moved up his sniper, and I can't tell if it's on hold fire. It's not, so he must just not have had line of sight over there. Would have been a nice juicy target for his snipers. Let's see if the sniper P4 backs out. He's getting his health slowly plinked down, and looks like a marked target was popped on there. Oh, MG42 will probably get cleared over here. The sniper retreats, that's good. You want to get him out early. He's very, very weak, and he could still go down on retreat, and there is really nothing to stop these advancing units from Cyanara. Nearly everything has now been pushed off the field for Spanky. He does still have these Panzer Grenadiers up in the house, and they're going to go run directly into this Maxim. Neither squad sees each other yet. This is going to be bad. Oh, that was bad for Spanky. Let's see if he notices and retreat these in time. Off they go. P4 getting combat repaired by the two squads of... Oop, there goes a rifle grenade. Yep. By the two squads of pioneers, and looks like Spanky's going to be able to retake his territory, no trouble. There's no Maxims nearby to be able to do anything, and this gun is a long ways off, so it'll be just the guards. Stolen MG42 gets flanked by the 222, which actually takes a rather significant chunk of damage from the Mosin Nagant held by the one of the support crew. Maxim rolls up, but the 222's got enough mobility to easily stay out of the arc of fire of that. It looks like he's not even going to bother, and he's just pulling that away, I guess, to get more repairs. You see that Spanky is expecting some kind of tanks coming at him soon. Cyanara's only got 7.5 CPs, and he's clearly waiting for a T-34-85 Collins. Although he's actually above pop cap now, so He's going to have to lose units and lose squads before he can afford to get anything like that. See, I think this is a really bad strategy on his part. He should have gone for some early vehicles when he was able to get them, and just, you know, put the nail in the coffin for Spanky. As it is, he's giving Spanky the opportunity to come in and move back up, do damage, get kills, vet up his units, and Spanky is taking full advantage of that. Let's see how this sniper's doing. 26 kills, nearly up to vet 2. It does take a very long time for the sniper to vet up when it's only shooting at low value units. But at vet 1 he gets that very nice incendiary round. Oh, we see a teller mine going in here, but Spanky's actually doing it right in front of these combat engineers with the sweepers. Looks like he stopped and decided to move away. Another mine over here from Cyanara. Cyanara would have been smart to move around to the top side here and force the combat engineers, or force the pioneers to go around it. Spanky spots a mine. Looks like he's maybe trying to sweep it, but that's a really bad decision if that's what he's trying to do. The mine is swept, and the pioneers run off back to base. They're going to be fine. Panzer Grenadiers charging up into the middle, but there's far too many things shooting at them. Up at the top, looks like, oh, those combat engineers, or those pioneers, combat engineers and pioneers are still fighting each other up at the top. And these Panzer Grenadiers are having a hell of a time against all of these charging infantry. They really should probably just pull back. Off they go, losing only one man in the process. And now the vehicles and the sniper are going to get to do their job, bleeding out these conscript squads. Over on the left, we got a conscript squad getting shot at with a rifle grenade. Ooh, these LMG'd up grenadiers. They may go down, but it looks like they're probably now out of the range of the grenadiers. Now 31 kill sniper. Just sitting pretty, hanging in the back, taking shots at all the squads from Cyanara. Who still is now little bit more than half a CP away from getting his T-34-85s, which is clearly what he's holding out for. Hopefully Spanky has figured out that that is what he's going for, and I believe he has, since he's building himself a Pak-43, but he's building it awfully far back. I think he could put it much far forward, perhaps even up here. This far back is just going to prevent base rushes. I don't even think it's going to... Yeah, it is able to cover his fuel, but, you know, just barely. The Pak-43 had its range reduced quite a bit. I think it still has the longest range of any unit in the game, but it's not really going to be able to reach the places where he's going to need it to. I suppose if he's lucky, Cyanara will do something crazy like charge directly at Spanky's base, try to overrun this pack, and then push on in and try to get some kind of base annihilation win. But, oh. Spanky's getting himself an Austrian. I do really like the Austrian Pak-43 combo. Can deal with the infantry quite well and keep the Austrian safe whenever you need it. Whenever you feel it's threatened by vehicles, you can just pull it back into the range of the Pak-43, and that will fight off any kind of vehicles that go after it. Now, if Spanky knows his commanders well, he'll know that there's no good off-map no off-map artillery ability available to the commander that his opponent's got, and he should have been able to figure it out. That is guard motor coordination tactics from the combination of guards and 120mm mortars. We have a little push up in the middle from Spanky. There's a Maxim waiting whenever it gets line of sight. And on the left we have a huge blob of conscripts. You can see that Cyanara is getting pretty sick of the sniper and is trying to use the Zis barrage to kill it, but here's what I was talking about before. This Zis is now only down to 2 men, so it's very, very vulnerable to the sniper. Once Spanky moves that back up. Spanky's sniper, please tell me it's still alive. There we go. yes, it's just able to whittle down these squads. That said, there are plenty of conscripts available for merging, and I think we may see a bit of that happening right now. Or maybe they're just going to charge forward to try to provide line of sight. I don't see any moving into merge, which I think is a bad idea. The mortar is doing good work over on this Maxim now. Manages to destroy the sandbags, and here come the conscripts. That said, the conscripts are not going to be able to do anything against these tanks unless they can get in close enough and throw some AT grenades. But Spanky should just be able to use kiting to his advantage, pull them back, and then the Zis guns are just simply not going to be able to get in and do the damage that they need to, especially if they're getting shot at by the sniper as they are now. This one is about to go down. Looks like merge was used over here. Spanky gets off another shot. This Zis gun is cleared, and even if Cyanara reinforces it looks like he's going to, he'll probably lose it again almost immediately. Maxim also got merged back up to full strength. So, smart move by Cyanara. Oof, you can see it looks like the Austrian took a hit or two from... I didn't see if that was from the guards or if it was from the Zis. Spanky looks like he's just using... Yes, we can see that he's just using barrage to start pounding on this bit of a prepared position. Look at all those overarching lines of fire. We've got to nearly have T-3485s available from Cyanara. Halfway decent rifle grenade. And looks like Spanky might actually be able to kill this Maxim before... Oh, no, it's just going to retreat. Double T-3485s coming up, and they're easily going to be able to push off Spanky's armor from the field, but they're not going to be able to advance too far, since Spanky does have a good investment in AT. I haven't seen if he's been putting down teller mines, so we'll just have to keep our eyes open for that. This Maxim has been a real headache for Spanky. We'll see if he can do anything about that. I'm sure he wishes he had something like a Sturm Tiger to just, you know, nuke it once and for all. Ooh, big hit from the 120mm mortar. Against a blob like that, I really would like to see the sniper use his incendiary round. So we'll just click over here and see if he chooses to do that. Oh, lots of nasty hits going in there. You can see the T-3485s moving it over from the right. See, is the sniper should probably just retreat. Off he goes. The packs are changing directions to get visibility on that. As the tanks start to fade back into the cover of the Pack 43. Some good cautious use of the T-3485s. Cyanara's in decent positions. There's no reason to throw away his advantage. But I'd say both players are kind of evenly matched now, although one thing to note is that Cyanara has a large resource, or had a large resource advantage. What happened to all of his manpower? I guess it all went into reinforcing and buying those tanks. So Spanky, we can see, has plenty of manpower and plenty of fuel. Scout car finally goes down, but I don't think that's going to bother Spanky too much. That's going to free up some pop cap for him. He was at well above 90, and now he can get himself, well, he can get himself a Stug. That's not going to be that useful. He's going to want something with more anti-tank available to him. Although really anything that can kill this this Maxim, I think that's honestly been the biggest problem for him this whole game. This other pack is just sort of hanging back by the base. I guess Spanky really should move that up. If he's worried about something like a base rush, then he's not gonna, you know, he's safe against that because he has this abandoned. He has the Pack 43. Oh boy, one T-3485 destroyed, the other one abandoned, just waiting for Spanky to come take it back. And marked target used almost pointlessly. Plane gets shot down over here. Man, that Ostwind is pretty friggin' awesome at doing that. Spanky's going to be able to reclaim this T-3485, which will really help him out. a T-34-85 superior in most ways to the Panzer IV. So he's going to have, you know, near armor parity once that second squad of T-34, that second T-34-85 comes out, and it looks like Cyanara realizes the boom that he's given to his opponent is trying to charge forward and either capture or destroy that tank before Spanky can take it. Spanky loses his mortar. That's bad. That mortar was doing quite a lot of work for him. It looks like he had to retreat his sniper also. Spanky's up. You can see he's capturing the BP on the left at the same time, and Cyanara is just running into a meat grinder at the moment. Now, these Zis guns could pose a real threat. Spanky needs to pull his stuff back. There's not really anything around that can deal with the Zis guns from Spanky. His sniper is back. Sniper's back at base getting healed up. And where are his grenadiers? You can see his grenadiers are almost all the way up at the top of the map. Yes, some kind of indirect fire would be great right now, like Panzer Werfer. We can see that Spanky's at 95 pop cap, and he's reinforcing units. Right now, he just needs to, you know, hang back. He's in a good position. Repair up the vehicles that he's managed to steal. He's got 2 VPs in his favor. There's no reason to get to think that anything desperate's happening. There's a good use of the stun rounds of the sniper, although it only killed 1 man. It did manage to stun, and there is, yeah, there's another Maxim around. So Spanky may be able to kill this one, and that's going to make it impossible for. That's far enough forward that he could actually reclaim it for himself. Spanky doesn't want to lose that sniper. He retreats it back to base. These tanks are going to be getting repaired for quite a while. And Spanky's probably going to actually have to worry about losing his Pak 43, but he does manage to chase off the 120mm mortar that was attacking it. Very nice, very deep grenadier flank. Relieves the pressure from Spanky up in the base. Lots of healing and reinforcing going on. One thing Cyanara could do, just to get his guards back out in the field earlier, is to reinforce his conscript squads, merge them in with these, then reinforce his conscripts while his guards move up, since there's no real advantage to having the guards reinforce themselves. It just costs more and takes more time than doing it with conscripts. Map control looking kind of funny now. Spanky's taken the top left VP and this territory point over here, and now he's going to be able to, well, he's not actually going to connect that. Panzer Grenadiers in a decent spot. They throw in, looks like a bundled grenade, kind of predictive, almost does more damage to himself than the opponent. And yeah, these PGs are doing a lot of damage, but I think they just need to start fading back. Molotov goes in to no real effect, and this, yes, we nearly see a squad go down to the now 53 kill Vet 3 sniper. That is a great unit. Oh, very good. Nice use of the incendiary round ability from the sniper. Kills a bunch of guards. I feel like that got reworked recently. It seems to do even more damage than it used to do. It's a very cheap ability, so I think people should try to use it almost just whenever they see some grouped up units. Grenadiers hit a mine over on the left. One thing to note about the sniper's incendiary round is it does cause him to have to reload first, so it's not an instant ability. It will take a moment before you're actually able to use it. These vehicles from Spanky are going to easily push off everything from Cyanara on the right. It's just a mortar hiding back here. Very unlikely that Spanky is going to even notice that if he moves up. Will this Austrian be able to kill the Maxim? Doesn't look like it. Wow. Spanky has seen how many resources he has and just purchased 3 Stugs because he can, although none of them are actually going to complete because his pop cap is far too high. He's at 100 out of 100. This will cause it that once he does end up with enough pop cap, that he'll be able to, the Stug will just pop out immediately. Cyanara moving up gradually on the left side of the map, taking back some of the territories that he lost to Spanky. the T-34-85 and these Panzer Grenadiers are going to put an end to that. Very nice of Spanky to be able to keep the sniper alive for so long. One thing that I think makes the sniper, oh, a bit of friendly fire there, makes the sniper very useful late game, is that a lot of the times the middle of the map, as we can see here, becomes just pockmarked with yellow cover, which the sniper can take, especially the Soviet, or especially the German sniper can take good advantage of, by just hopping from cover to cover, and you can do some very nice scouting with that. Ooh. Panzer Grenadier goes down, freeing up enough pop cap for that Stug to immediately pop up onto the map. Just keep watching this fight while here in the middle there's some artillery barrages going in from the Zis. Button and mark target used on this T-34-85. I'm just going to call that a waste of munitions. I am surprised to not see more T-34-85s yet. I would have thought that Cyanara might have foregone reinforcing his squads in order to get that out more quickly, but he should have enough to be able to call them in any second now. He's got plenty of fuel, and I believe he nearly has enough manpower if he doesn't have it already. Conscripts are setting up, but they're running directly into the Maxim that Spanky managed to pick up, and then here come the next set of T-34-85s. They're pretty badly outclassed, I think, by Spanky's army now. That said, never underestimate the power of marked target. Let's had the plane get shot down, the marked target plane. Didn't see where it crashed. These Zis guns moving together, this is really not the way you want to use Zis guns. You want to have one off to the side or behind the other so that they can't just be easily overrun and outflanked. Stug is an interesting choice from Spanky. I'm not really sure what he plans on doing with it. Sure, it's good against infantry, but it had its anti-tank abilities nerfed down so much that when you know that your opponent is going for T-34-85s, it seems like a really questionable choice. I think another P4 would have been a better idea, but maybe he was thinking that 4 pop cap difference would be significant, and honestly, it kind of is. Conscript squad goes down to the sniper, 63 kills. And Spanky's been doing a good job of keeping his tanks alive and in a good state of repair. Not really sure what he's planning on doing with this Stug. I believe that was the Panzer Grenadiers. No, just a Grenadier squad that jumped up in this house. I guess to provide an extended line of sight to the Stug in case anything starts moving up on them. Cyanara's really been backed into a corner in the last several minutes, and seems he maybe doesn't know what to do. Like, he was expecting the T-34-85s to just come out and win the game for him. That Spanky was just going to roll over and die once those came out, but nope. Let's see if this mortar's actually shooting or just doing a barrage. Looks like it's just auto-firing, so he must have caught a glimpse of where the sniper was, or perhaps a retreating squad. So now, Spanky needs to get up and capture another VP, and we'll see if he's setting up to try to make an attack over on Cyanara's positions. See the machine gun moving up very slowly, but this pack is still just sitting over here, kind of unused on the left. It's not even really facing in a particularly useful direction. As it is, it's just sort of uselessly taking up pop cap. See, Spanky's trying to take advantage of all the cover that's in the middle of the map to do some scouting with his sniper on hold fire. Mortars shooting at mortars, other mortars shooting at packs, AT guns shooting at other AT guns. A bit of a stalemate going on here, and not sure that either player has a distinct plan on how to break it. I think that maybe getting another tier building would expand the options for Cyanara a lot, but at the moment he's just floating lots of manpower. It looks like he's going to try to wait for another set of T-3485s. He's not reinforcing any of his squads. He's got lots of fuel, and I'm just going to call it and say that's what he's doing. Now that'll give him more of what he needs to deal with Spanky's army. We have railway artillery coming in. Where is that? Oh, clears the Zis. We can see what the sniper was up there scouting for. More shots coming in, but Cyanara doesn't seem to be doing anything to deal with it. He loses one man on the 120mm mortar squad, but is just walking slowly away from there. Man, that's a cool explosion. Down goes that AT gun, so that's going to make life a little bit less hairy for Spanky, but against 4 T-3485s and the remaining Zis, this is not going to be a good fight for him. He might just want to start building another tank right now. Smoke pop from the Ostwind. It will almost certainly go down here. He's got presence of mind. He'll start building something else. The Bet 3 pack takes out one of the T-3485s. P4 is nearly destroyed. Main gun destroyed by the Stug. Uh-oh. I'm having trouble following the battle. Now there's smoke, making it hard to see. Bet 3 pack is cleared. Stolen T-3485 and the Stug fighting another T-3485 with the damaged engine. And down goes T-3485 number 3, Will Spanky. He could try to ram this remaining T-3485. Leave him in a good position actually to kill it with his Stug. Oh, down goes the Stug. And we don't see anything else building yet for Spanky. Perhaps he's probably just trying to get back and repair his stuff and get it into a safe position as quickly as he can. This is not a good fight for these conscripts. P4 command tank now. Good choice, I suppose. That, well, perhaps if he'd lost his Ostwind, that would have made a very good choice. I think a second P4 is what he really needs right now, and he can easily afford one. Let's see if he chooses to call that in. There's just the one T-3485 from Cyanara, and he looks like he is now attempting to reinforce his units. He only has one squad of conscripts left, but he does still have plenty of munitions and these two squads of guards, so they'll be able to button. I think rather than calling in that second set of T-3485s, if he'd gotten up tier 4, for example, he could have gotten himself maybe a Katyusha or an Su-85 and used that to flank away from range and just slowly force Spanky back. Interesting use of oh no, the P4 command tank backs over on mine. Now it's marked targeted. It's in a dangerous spot. Other tanks are coming up to the attempting to come up to the rescue, but I think we're going to see the end of this command tank momentarily. Frontal deflection, nice and rather surprising. The Ostwind is trying to shoot down the marked target plane. It does manage to shoot it down, but we can see that the marked target is actually still in effect. So, you know, it's just a superficial plane. Oh, the Maxim gets destroyed by, I'm not sure what, probably one of these guards. Marked target popped again? No, that was button. Don't really like that those have the same, that does look the same. Button again used on this Ostwind. You know, for what reason? The AT gun gets destroyed by the T-3485, and looks like, honestly, it looks like Cyanara is trying to save up for a third. No, I guess that would be a fourth set of T-3485s. But Spanky's managed to keep nearly all of his tanks alive throughout this game, and you know, he's amassing quite an army. He's gotten himself a new squad of Panzer Grenadiers, although again I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, I suppose he just wants something that can take back territory, but in that sense, I would rather have another squad of grenadiers with a light machine gun than these panzer grenadiers. Maybe if he were trying to save up to use some panzer Shreks on them, but I'd like to see him take advantage of the secure mode with this T-3485. Maybe grab this VP with that while doing some other repairs, then back away and let these grenadiers run up to the front and capture the decap the fuel and do a little bit of scouting. New squad of Panzer Grenadiers looks like not able to complete, probably because the pop cap requirement is too high. Yes, indeed. And here comes yet another set of T-3485s. You can hear the sound of the repair squad fixing up all of Spanky's units. You can see that Spanky's got quite a bit of vet on his units. 33 kills in this P4, 18 on the Ostwind, which has shot down several planes. I think all of the vehicles that it's destroyed have been planes. We saw at least 2 of them go down. And this T-3485 has just been brilliant for him. Yeah. Not really sure what Cyanara is trying to do. None of these have any kind of vet. They're not going to be able to capture one of these points. And Cyanara is triple capped at the moment. So he only has about a minute left to take a VP and slow the advance of Spanky. Let's see if he's able to do that. One of these guard squads, or possibly this conscript squad, needs to stand in here and slow down that... Oh, I'm sorry. I've got the VP count backwards in my head. There's plenty of time. It's got about 4 minutes before that becomes a real issue. We see that Cyanara's infantry is finally moving out from his base. Spanky should probably have a good idea of where all these tanks are, but you see one coming from down below, getting shot at by the Ostwind, and Spanky's going to be able to move his tanks around to deal with that. It's going to go down quickly to the T-3485, and oh, there's a pack down here as well. Mark target popped again, but you know, for what reason really? He doesn't have enough firepower to take down Spanky's tanks. Be able to see a Panzerfaust. You can see that Panzerfaust pulled out, but oh, beautiful plane crash right there. Yeah, this is a doomed T-3485 right there. Over on the right, quite a few weak squads from Cyanara getting pushed around by Spanky's tanks. It's 120mm mortar, I think, has fired its last shot. Down it goes. There's a Maxim as well. Oh, I'm sorry, that's an MG42. More points getting captured on the left, and looks like Cyanara may be able to kill and take this pack for himself, but it is covered by the MG42 bunker on the middle BP. Down goes the MG42 to almost every medium tank in the Wehrmacht army. And once again, we see nearly all of the units from Cyanara charging back to his base. There's only a single squad of conscripts that is going to need to be able to take down one of the VPs by itself. As these Panzer Grenadiers get into position to intercept them if they move up. Looks like they're heading down through this route. Interesting. New squad of guards. Yeah. Cyanara, give it to him, he's not throwing in the towel when it looks as though he's beaten. A bundle grenade thrown on top of these conscripts does a fair bit of damage, and may eliminate the advantage of vet that those conscripts had. Off they go. If Spanky stops moving, he might actually kill them on retreat. Looks like they'll make it out safely, however. The repair detail moving up into the middle of the map. You can see, you know, with this, with all of Cyanara's fuel sunk into all those T-3485s, none of which really managed to accomplish anything. I think of all those T-3485s, and he got 4 sets of them, he only managed to kill a single Stug. Ooh, Ouch. The mine just laid by those combat engineers got tripped by the explosion from this command tank, killing half the squad, and the other half going down to the T-3045. Yeah, mark target used on this command tank. That's a real desperation move when you've got two other tanks shooting at you as well. These guards are going to go down in no time. Smoke popped. One squad down. Good game, well played, says Cyanara. Good game, well played, says Spanky. That was definitely well played by Spanky. Cyanara, man. That's what you get for holding out for me. That's what you get for holding out for call-in tanks. I really feel like he could have pushed a little bit harder earlier on, taken more of Spanky's territory without taking too bad losses, and just teched up. Gotten out the units that would have really shut down Spanky much earlier on. As it was, he just gave him a window to come back into this game. That's not to give all of the credit to the mistakes made by Cyanara. Spanky played very well. We can see he did lose his sniper at one point, but that thing got more than 60, probably got 70 kills by the time it went down, and it did a ton of work. It can be almost imperceptible at times when using it against a Soviet player, but when you start shooting at things like AT guns, we saw how quickly those could go down. At the same time, I think that Spanky could have benefited from at least another Grenadier squad throughout the game. I really liked the very diverse army that he was using, and we can see he got every unit out of... Was there any unit that he didn't get out of his tier buildings? He didn't get a half-track. Other than a half-track, he got every unit out of all the tier buildings that he made. And eventually he was just at pop cap and unable to make any more stuff. Yeah, very well played by Spanky, especially. So that's that. If you like the game, I'll put a link to it in the description of this cast, and subscribe if you want to find out about more games. If you'd like to see a game of your own cast, send it to computerheatCOH@gmail.com. You can find the link also in the description of this cast and every cast. And beyond that, I hope that all of you folks have a lovely day. Alright, Computer Heat out. Bye-bye.